just whine, whine, whine. Kick my feet up when I get tired. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind, wine. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea. Sipping and spilling it.
What is poppin', everyone?
What's poppin'?
How you niggas doing?
I'm feeling like it's getting hot in here, so hot. Take off my... No, it's hot as fucking here, y'all.
It's
What?
just you.
What?
I am not hot.
Man.
I feel
got layers on because Houston is not Houston today. Like,
I feel like Houston is doing exactly what Houston
it
does.
absolutely doesn't. 'Cause I was thinking that we were going to be like cold adjacent. You know when they say we are going to have a cold front? The front is really only...
I literally texted you yesterday, it's going to be cold tomorrow.
You did. But when people say that Houston's going to be cold, cold is usually like 68. 68.
I would have never texted you. It's gonna be cold tomorrow. As long if it wasn't actually gonna be cold, because I looked at the temperature and it's gonna be 40
It's
something.
40.
40 something. Like, bitch, it's gonna be
40.
cold tomorrow. That's the only reason I sent you that shit, because I knew it was gonna be cold.
And the bitch is wearing layers. I'm wearing a long sleeve. I'm wearing an undershirt, and I'm wearing a bra. And then on top of that, I'm wearing this long Liberian skirt and these long ass motherfucking Renaissance boots.
The skirt is not really giving me Liberian. It's giving me early 2000s Mona, half and half, you know,
Who's Mona?
from the show Half and Half.
Never seen that show.
Did you watch UPN?
No.
Okay.
What was UPN? Was it on cable?
UPN was on it wasn't cable. UPN 20 was like a station where all the black shows, it was a Half and Half, it was One-on-One, it was Once All of Us, it was like all those old 2000s.
I've only heard one of those. I've only seen one of those shows.
Damn, bitch, you didn't watch UPN? Yeah,
No,
Martin
sorry.
was on UPN, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was a lot of black TV shows, but yeah, she was so Half and Half was about these two sisters. One came from a rich daddy, one came from a poor daddy, but the dad had kids with both the mothers.
Okay.
So pretty much, there's two half sisters who are now living together, and she had this little witchy, like that's what they look kind of
Witchy. Okay, spooky season.
She was kind of witchy.
Okay, we'll take it.
All right, so let's get into motherfucking story time. Keith Lee. Honestly, we need more Keith Lees in the world. I appreciate
Protect him at all costs.
Protect Keith Lee at all costs. From what I've seen, you never know, because you never put nothing past nobody. But from what I've seen, from the outside looking in, he seems like a very humble, good guy. But look, we've been shocked before, and
We have been shooketh. But I want to believe in a black man once in my life and not be wrong. So
yeah,
here we are.
I believe in him. So he goes around different places and tries food, and he tries to be very like ambiguous about it.
Yeah, he's definitely very objective. He doesn't just like make a very biased view just because of what he said. He's like, this is...
And he also doesn't like people to know like it's him that's going.
Yeah.
So, like, he doesn't get like a better experience.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to see the raw, authentic experience. So he went in Atlanta, and from what I've heard, Atlanta's not a real place.
It's not.
People keep saying it's not a real place, it's not a real place. I'm like, what is it about Atlanta culture that is just, I don't know. I don't want to experience it though, because I'm scared.
I really feel that they
wouldn't
say
make it in
that Atlanta has a lot of entitlement. I don't know because I've never been there.
Mm-hmm.
But even people once that posted, like he made that, even Cardi B like doubled down on what he was saying about
a lot
Atlanta.
of people agreed on what he's saying
Yes.
about Atlanta culture and Atlanta restaurant culture. That it's very, it's weird. It's very, they said that Atlanta restaurants act like you came to serve them.
I believe it. I literally believe it because Atlanta bitches act like you do in their life.
Yeah. So he went to this place called The Real Make a Honey, and pretty much his experience was so bad. The nigga didn't have any food to review. He came back and he was like, I don't have any food. He couldn't make any to-go order. He had to be outside to do the to-go order. He came there an hour before they closed, and they told him that he couldn't make no orders. It was just a terrible experience. And that brought us to our conversation about the black dining experience and the black experience whenever we go out to eat or whenever they're serving us. And like you were saying, these rules were in place because someone did some crazy shit for them to have these rules. But I just feel like maybe other races of restaurants do crazy shit. They don't put these rules on.
But
their
the thing is,
people.
I feel that when it comes to Black establishments, we have a higher standard of what we assume should be perceived. Like if we go to a white experience and we have a bad time, we are not Karens. We're not going to write a 10-page review. But if we go to a Black-owned establishment, we already think that the bad experience is already because it's Black-owned.
Yeah.
Because like I told you, like, we work at Crew, and even with most restaurants, and this in most places, not just Crew, if there is a reserve sign on a table and someone sits there, we are told not to serve you, because then we're gonna have to get you up and find you somewhere to sit because you knew better than to sit there in the first place. And I had someone that came in last week and they were standing at a table and they were trying to order from me. And I just kept walking past them. And then so finally they bombarded me and got in front of me. And they were just like, I just need to order. I mean, I get that this service is going to be bad because I'm in a Black-owned restaurant. The fact that he already said that before I even said anything, it was like, you already thrown your experience in on me. You're projecting what you feel is going to happen already on me. And I've heard a lot of Black people say that Black-owned establishments they don't like going to. But the thing is, the supply and demand, the reason why we're here is because people like places like this.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't be in business if places like this y'all didn't want, you know?
Right.
I think customer service can get better. There is room for improvement with every type of business plan and an acknowledgement and accountability. But I also feel like it just isn't just Black-owned businesses. And I feel like we got to stop just putting this face to only Black-owned businesses.
Right. We only give ourselves that stereotype. Black-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses, that. I think two things can be true at once. Like you said, I feel like we can do better. And also, I feel like we're also harsh on our people. Because instead of the Milk and Honey taking constructive criticism from what Keith Lee said, they try to make it into a joke like, who's Keith Lee? What he's saying is facts. And the fact that all these people agree with what he's saying is because it is facts. So just take what he's saying and just do better. And he made it very clear he doesn't want anyone to bash your
And
company.
he said that in the review. He said, I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm not saying this to bash them. I don't want to close no businesses.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I went here and I was not able to get serviced. And this is what happened. And then they, like I said, when they did that, they doubled down and they put all their list of rules, which were all bizarre.
Yeah.
Like they had, they said you have no groups more than 4, but they said that you get gratuity on every check if it's over 5 people. So if I can't sit more than 4 people at my table, how is there going to be gratuity on my check?
Their rules are crazy. So, I mean, just when y'all get shut down, y'all know why. Who knows? I feel like it's about to be Keith Lee's restaurant. All right. Well, the girls are back at it again with another messy-ass episode. Sip and Spill, we create conversations all wow.
Sipping wine.
I go by the name of Thug Motherfucking Sammy.
And I'm ambitious, the birthday girl, Teray. If y'all didn't know from last week, if y'all don't know from this week, my birthday's this week. It's on Thursday. So I know we air and drop everything on Wednesday. I'm telling you guys on Monday, pretty early, but just get ready. Everyone needs to send me love. Everyone needs to tell me happy birthday, because if not, I act accordingly for everyone's fucking birthday that doesn't tell me happy birthday. Thank you.
Do you remember everyone who doesn't tell you happy birthday
I
by the time
do.
it's their birthday?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
Damn.
Because I feel like there is 364 days out of the year where you can act like I am not shit. But God blessed you with me on this day.
Mm-hmm.
You have to remember. And it's not like I don't even give people reminders. I tell y'all, like, it's my birthday. You know, it's my birthday. And if you choose to use that and don't tell me happy birthday, I'll handle you accordingly.
Okay.
Really big on my birthday. So let's get into our icks of the week.
My ick of the motherfucking week is bitches who proudly sleep with other people's men.
Ooh.
Them kind of bitches be pissing me off. And I only bringing it up now because I saw this on TikTok where this girl, I don't know, it was like a reunion. I don't know what show it is. There are way too many reality TV shows for us to keep up with. There's always
And I hate them.
some
I stopped watching reality TVs a long time ago.
I dabble here and there, but it's just...
You dabble. Don't say here and there.
I do dabble here and there.
Zeus is your go-to, bitch. That is not a dabble. That is a choice, a calculated choice that you make daily.
Weekly. But so I don't know what show it was. I don't know what couple it was, but this lady was talking about how whenever she's like, you were sleeping with him when he was my husband. She was like, and I was. And I'm just like, not you proudly being proud. I mean, now he's on her side. So she's proud that she was sleeping with that lady's husband because now that's her man. Girl, yes. And then like that just goes back to like niggas who DM me or send you messages knowing they have girlfriends. I'm like, what about me gave side bitch?
Yeah.
Like that actually offends me. Like, what
Absolutely.
about me made you think that you can hide me in the dark? What about me makes you feel like I'm gonna allow myself to be hidden? Like,
I feel like
nothing
you have to
about me
be a
is side
very
bitch.
insecure woman to allow yourself to knowingly be with a man that already has someone. And I feel that
And
because
that's like deep in a relationship.
yeah.
With someone.
And I think that people assume that because they're treating this girl well, that he'll probably treat me well. Because they think there's a scarcity of men. We always say that. Women
Yeah.
feel like, okay, this is a really good man. He's a good man, Savannah.
Yeah,
So like
you want to go after her good man.
I'm gonna take this good man, even though he does some fucked up shit, but overall he got some good qualities.
Yeah.
Instead of just finding you a new nigga. I can't.
And what about a nigga that's already taken makes you be like, I want him?
Nothing about it.
Like, what?
I don't even want the niggas that are single. So you think I want
Girl, that's my biggest ick of the week. You bitches who be popping your pussy for niggas with girlfriends proudly, but like, oh, he's over here with her on the weekday, but you scissor ass bitches.
I was gonna say, scissor encouraged it.
I hope you getting paid for it. I hope you're getting some money out of it.
I hope you get hush money. At least get some hush money.
At least get some money out of it.
So my ick of the week is people that post, like take pictures with celebrities and then post those pictures of the celebrities on their birthday and be like, shout out to he been down for the come up. He always knew that I was like, these celebrities are not gonna repost you. They do not know. That's my ick. My ick is people that give celebrities more flowers than they give their fucking friends. People will support a celebrity's fucking t-shirt business where they charging $50, $60 for a t-shirt that is a screen print, but your friend is over here selling plates and you be like, I don't like their kitchen. I don't like this. So yeah, people that support celebrities like they real people, granted they are, but they are unreally people, if that makes any sense. Like, because they're not people that you have access to.
Yeah.
So because you took a picture with them once, or because you were in the vicinity, and you know when niggas be dick riding when, like say Rick Ross comes in town and everybody wants to be like, oh, the big homie in town.
Right.
Why are you trying to chase this fat man down?
Girl, they said bitches love niggas with money, but niggas love niggas with money.
That part.
Okay.
So let's get into some motherfucking Wi-Fi so we can get into some motherfucking tea time. Tea time. Today, y'all, we not about to be just dogs. We about to be that bar dog. So today we are white women, and I told her we are not usually white women, but today I like to divulge. So we are doing a 2021 Pinot Grigio. I really like the packaging, y'all. And y'all know if I'm like really quick to get it from the gas station, and I'm glad that it was already cold, fill it. Yeah, girl. So it is 12.5% alcohol percentage, which is not that bad. So it's pretty fucking light. And this says, my best friend, dog bar, companion partner. It does not tell you what it's laced with. Not me saying it, laced with.
Laced, bitch. What?
It did not tell you what it's made with. But you know what, y'all? I am spending my birthday at a winery, so I will be better prepared to tell y'all some shit off the dome after this weekend. Period. Can I have your glass, please, ma'am?
Oh, yeah, I forgot you. Pour me first.
I love that sound.
Ooh.
Nice, hefty glass.
Nice, hefty, sexy glass.
I wonder if this is going to take us over the edge, because I feel like it'd be so long in between us drinking white wines that I don't even really assess how much.
It's been so long since we've got taken over the edge with wine, period. Remember, we used to get drunk.
Bitch.
I remember back in when we used to drink Jameson, we used to be done with that episode. We used to be so fucking drunk.
We got some kickback. This is actually a lot fuller than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, I ain't tripping.
I'm not mad at it. I'm absolutely not mad at it. Okay.
Okay, dog.
Not So getting some motherfucking tea time. Tea time. So let's get into some modern day meme bitches. So these reality hoes want to get on a television show and get some clout. And with their clout, they're not
Question. If you had the opportunity to get on Basketball Wives with really no assets with a basketball player, would you go?
I don't think so.
You,
I don't know. I feel like...
And they're giving you a nice check. Because, you know, these bitches are getting paid a nice little amount. So you get a nice check. You get to be on a reality TV show. You get to expand your business. You get to, like, promote whatever you got going on.
I get that there are the positives to it, but a lot of them use the platform to be negative. And if they are trying to be positive...
Would you get on the show?
would I get on the show? I feel like if I was gonna get on my show, my claim to fame would be like The Challenge or Big Brother, something like that.
So you wouldn't get on a show like
I wouldn't get on a reality. No, I wouldn't get on a show like that.
Okay.
And we always keep saying basketball wives, but these hoes ain't wives. They barely fucking girlfriends. They are twice removed, and they're friends of girlfriends. They're not even really. I don't even know what even a wife is anymore at this point because they just let anybody on this fucking show. Because back in the day, you had to actually either be married to someone or in the proceedings of getting divorced. Like it meant something to be on that show.
Yeah.
Like
They
that's
had
when
actual wives on that show.
wives on the show. Now it's just girlfriends.
Yeah.
Are y'all ever gonna be wives though?
And then some of them are not even girlfriends no more. They're ex-girlfriends.
Ex-girlfriends.
Baby mamas of
That's what I'm saying.
basketball
So can we just rename it to I don't fucking
Basketball
know.
groupie?
Messy hoes that just got babies with niggas with money.
Basketball Association.
So they're honestly so literally anyone can be on that shit, to be honest, because
Okay.
everybody got a fucking. Because I want to know about the fucking side bitches that have babies by fucking by ball players. Those are probably more interesting storylines than the bitches that are actually with the
If
niggas.
they would make a show of all the side bitches' babies, oh my God.
That would be a fucking
That would be
amazing.
Girl,
I can't wait to see it.
that would be better than baddies. Like, damn, there'd be so many fights on that show.
You know how messy it would be? Just
Girl,
like,
so messy.
like I want to know what Tristan's baby mamas all do when they congregate. Do they ever congregate? Do the kids ever meet each other? Those are questions that I am so invested
From what
in.
I'm seeing, I don't think he even be seeing his other kids.
I just need some. I just need to know.
He be watching his kids and Kim kids. That's the only kids he be seeing. Not even his own, but Kim's. But yeah, girl. The show. I don't really watch the show. I've never watched a single episode of Basketball Wives.
I've watched it when Shawnee was on there.
Uh-huh.
When back when Evelyn was still on there. Like I
Okay.
watched it when Drea was on it. So now
The
it's
OG.
like yeah, the OG. So now it's like when you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's just like you just see this turnover of bitches just trying to have this persona of X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, you ain't got to lie to kick it, baby.
Okay. So there was this video going around, these two black men, and they were talking about, the role of a man. And the one was trying to make it very clear that the role of a man is protect, provide. He's supposed to be, make a place for his wife to be comfortable, take care of the family. And the other guy was saying, well, I try to take care of my family, but I can't take care of my family because I only make $14 an hour. That he was saying the role of a man is different nowadays. The fact that he can't fully provide and he makes his wife split bills with him. Or I don't know if she was a girlfriend or a wife. I don't know if they made it clear. But she makes him split bills with him, and then she also has to cook and clean and work and pay bills. And the other guy was like, that's not right. So they were just kind of debating on what, how dating or how the role of a man should look like and should be. And honestly, we're really just tired of the conversation at all. I feel like the fact that as we progress as human beings, I feel like the role of a man is going to change, and we're just going to have to be okay with whatever the change means to us and whatever works for your relationship. If, like we said before, we really don't care for 50-50 for other people. If you feel like you have to split bills with someone, that's perfectly fine. The economy is bad. We just choose not to split bills with the people we're dating. And if you being with someone that and if you want to split bills, whatever, which is cool, I feel like you also have to know that you also have to help with the housework and do other things. Like the role of a man, I feel like it's gonna be more progressive. Like I honestly don't believe if you don't pay all the bills, you're not a real man. I don't think that's true. But I feel like that also includes the fact that you're also gonna have to help with domestic and labor and being more a part of the household. Because as women become more independent, we want you for more things than just being providers. So honestly, I think of a role of man as being someone that's loving, caring, providing, protecting, emotionally intelligent, part of family, inclusive, won't make sacrifices. I feel like it's changing. I feel like we don't have to be so gung-ho on what it always
I know we don't have to
was
be
for you.
so gung-ho, but I feel like realistically,
Mhm.
I think that when another man is telling you that if you want to put your woman in a position to elevate you, you have to put her in a place of peace.
Right.
And you saying that $14 an hour is all you have to offer her,
Mhm.
there is no reason why you should be trying to establish a family. I feel like anyone in their grown-ass mind, because I was making probably $14 an hour when I was a teenager.
Right.
So at your grown-ass age, do you not want to propel higher and evolve higher than $14 an hour?
A grown-ass man making $14 an hour
Is
is
insane.
crazy. Mhm.
And that's what I feel like everyone is trying to boil down to. We're not saying that you are not deserving of a partner that is okay with whatever you are willing to bring to the table. But if you feel like you just brought the table in $14 and she has to
Make do with that.
Make do with that.
Yeah.
And it's hard for a man. And guess what? It's hard for fucking everyone. We're all fucking adults. So I don't even like the whole rhetoric of like saying, oh, it's hard for men. It's hard for everyone. But guess what? We are doing it, and we are constantly doing it every fucking day. So like she said, we don't want to tell you how your story should play out, but your life's going to be easier when you want more for yourself because you have a partner.
And it's just not that. I don't understand how people are comfortable watching their partner suffer. Like, if you see anything wrong with watching her pay bills, come home, do all the cooking and cleaning, like, that's okay with you, that means you hate her. Like, there's no other explanation the fact that you actually want her to suffer and die, because that's like slowly deteriorating a person. She's really doing 80% of the work. Like, that's crazy. Like, you gonna tell me, you gonna look at me and love me and tell me at the same time, go cook and clean after working 12-hour shift? You love me? Girl, please.
That's not love.
That doesn't sound like love to me. So I feel like if you want a person to put the bills with, I feel like you should split everything else. That's just all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with if you can't pay all the bills as a man. Just help everywhere else.
Okay. All right. I love that for you, Samantha, because that sounded very mature.
Very mature.
Because this is not the Samantha I know.
Oh, this is for other people, not for me.
I am fucking crying.
We've made it very clear. Splitting bills are okay with for everyone else.
Okay, so speaking of these $14 an hour men, these are the kind of men that want to take us on these dates. And there was a list that went on Instagram, and I know everyone saw it because everyone was so quick to respond. This is the fastest thing that y'all ever responded to. Shit. So
y'all niggas were up in arms about this list.
These niggas don't even ask you on dates, so how dare you even suggest where dates go?
They were up in arms about this list, which...
I'm going to say, so let's get to the list, and let's talk about places that we would or we would not go before we get into the actual topic of the conversation. So... I would not go to Chipotle as a date. That is on the list, and I think that was number 4. I'm not going to Chipotle as a date. That sounds insane. I'm not going to your house. That was number 6. The fact that the audacity of men to still think that dates are in cars and in houses, don't understand that women are evolving and we know better. And then another one is a bar just for drinks. I can attest to that, because I feel like if we're just going for drinks, it's kind of rapey. I feel like if like...
I don't think it's a date. That's a hangout.
It's like a hangout. Like, and I feel like, why would you want to just... and that's why when I do go on dates with people, I ask them, I said, is this a date or is this a hangout? And they're like, well, it's a date. I said, if it's a date, plan it. If it's a hangout, I said, I don't need to hang out with you. I already got enough friends.
Yeah, and I think the problem with people seeing, like, what's the problem with these? Because people are confusing dates and hangouts. A date is something that's kind of not formal, but it's intentional. That's what it is. It's thoughtful. It's intentional. Most of these things are just like cool little hangouts, which there's no problem of. But if we're going on a date, these places don't scream intentional for me. Like Waffle House. Waffle House is not a date to me. Applebee's.
You're not gonna 2 for $20 me.
You're not. Is it? I think it's 2 for $25 now.
Girl, time
inflation. Another one, the gym. The gym is not.
It's not a date.
It's not a date. So if you want to date women and you're not understanding why they're not accepting these places, maybe because in our mind dates are intentional. If you just want to hang out with us, just hang out with us. Don't call it a date. If you just want to go to Waffle House.
And I feel like y'all want to put the minimal effort and the maximum amount of like, I don't feel like I have to impress
They want
them.
the maximum return of their investment.
Exactly.
But invest in very little.
Very little.
I feel like we also need to talk about age when we talk about this, because I feel like these things are appropriate when you're in college and high school.
Oh, of course. If you literally haven't explored much or have done anything and you don't have that much money to your name, anything that you try, because everyone was all like, they were like, the Cheesecake Factory is more than y'all Shein outfit. I don't give a fuck.
I don't see nothing wrong with cheesecake.
I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory, but the thing is, and another reason why when I say things like, I don't go to chain restaurants, if I don't go there by myself, I'm not going there with a nigga. And like, if I say like, I can go to places like, because for example, for my friend, her birthday, I took her to the Warwick, wined and dined her, bought a bottle of fucking wine, we ate. Our tab was like $300. I paid for the whole fucking thing for her fucking birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, if I can do stuff like that for myself, what am I doing sitting across from a man telling me he won't even fucking take me to a restaurant that's of my caliber?
Yeah, but we're also grown-ass women, so I don't want kids looking at this and being like, oh my God, I can't take her to the fucking IHOP. Well, you have no money, so take that bitch to IHOP. But you can't take no grown-ass woman to IHOP. But yeah, so pretty much all of these were letting us know, like, what the fuck is the standard
Yeah, the dating standard.
of what it is nowadays. And I feel like the dating standard hasn't changed much. I feel like we're just more open about what our standard is nowadays.
And I think a lot of times most women don't want to rock the boat. That's why we always say, because you don't speak up, when you don't ask for shit, you don't get shit. So just change the narrative, girl, and ask for what the fuck you want. If you want to go on a nice fucking date, you never know.
Yeah.
Ask for that shit.
So do you think you have high standards?
I absolutely feel like I have high standards.
What are your 5 must-haves?
So I absolutely feel like I have high standards, and my must-have when it comes to intentionally dating me and or courting me, I feel like you have to define the relationship. I know there's so many times where I fluctuate and say it's so easy to just like, be easy, have fun, but intentionally, and I'm speaking very highly of myself, I want to know what we're getting ourselves into. If it's just a fucking relationship, let's let it be known. If it's just this, let it be known. And
I wish that was so easy, but men never do that.
I know that, but I'm saying that's what makes my standards high, because I want to know what I'm getting myself into. Regardless if it's going to be a love story or not, defining it saves my heartbreak.
Yeah, but they don't care about
And once my chest hurt about you, it's over for you. Mm-hmm. So I think that defining the relationship is good. I always say plan dates also helps for me, and intentional conversations. I can't do fluff conversations. If you are, what are you doing me to death, and you're not asking me any questions that are helping me get to know you any better, and or we're not having any shared experiences, I don't see any value in having you around. Mm-hmm. So that's for me. And for yourself, do you think that you have high standards? And
I don't
what do you
think
require?
my standards are high. I think my standards are pretty like normal. The only thing I would say that would be on like the high side is the fact that I like guys who take care of me. But other than that, I don't think my standards are pretty high. My 5, must-haves are you have to have a job. Like you have to have that. You have to have your own place.
Yeah.
You have to be in a position to make my life better. What else are my other must-haves for a guy? Oh, you have to be like funny.
That's part of your standards? Mm-hmm. Or is that part of your expectations?
My standard.
Okay. Your standard is you have to be funny. You
have to be funny.
Okay.
I hate boring niggas. Another standard I have is you have to be generous.
Yeah. I love a generous man. Mm.
Yeah. So let's say you meet a guy that does meet your standard and y'all finally go on a date. What are some things that he has to do during the date that meet your standards?
Okay, so during the date, definitely chivalrous. You have to open the door. I literally will stand right there until you open the door. That's a must before the date. I think it's important for me when I am on a date with someone that I intentionally want to get to know, asking specific questions. I know sometimes it's so crazy because sometimes I will be like, he was asking too much. But when it's the wrong person asking something, you're like, ugh.
I feel like it's always like that when it's the wrong person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I've went on a date with a guy and he literally was asking me very intentional questions. And I'm just like, we don't have to get that deep right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like the moment someone is inhibiting the ability to get to know you, you should know where you're at. But yes, I feel ask the right questions and I act interested because there is so many other things that you could be doing and I could be doing. And we're taking the time out of our day to see if we're compatible because that's what we're all here for. So for me, ask the right questions, be chivalrous, be generous, and I want you to be proactive, as in anticipating things that I need. I know that sounds so stupid for a first date, but it's like, yeah, open doors. Like, ask me if I want an appetizer. If, anticipate things that I don't know that I need because that makes me see, okay, this is a man that likes to make sure I'm in my feminine when I'm with him. I just get to show up.
You want a nigga that can read your mind?
Absolutely. I like a nigga that takes initiative, not reads my mind. Mm-hmm. Taking initiative and reading your mind is two different things. Mm-hmm. I want a man that's in his alpha, does what he need to do, and just let me sit there and look cute.
Okay.
And what about for you?
My 5 things, well, I have 5 things, is so once we're in the dating mode, I feel like you got to pick me up. At that point, I don't want to drive no more. If we're just getting to know each other, okay, sure, whatever. But once we're in dating, I don't feel like I should ever drive ever again. Next thing, like you said, was opening doors when practical. Like, don't open my door if we're just going for like 2 seconds to go do something. I think it's kind of stupid for you to walk all the way around, open my door. But yeah, opening doors is definitely a big thing for us. Again, another thing you said was asking questions, so pretty much the same thing. Paying is another big thing for me. I don't expect to ever pay for dates. And making sure I'm always safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when it comes to dating, I know that sometimes we use standards and expectations interchangeably, but they're actually two different things. So this is what we looked up when we saw it on an article. It says standards are not person specific. They are healthy boundaries, values, and principles that you use to protect yourself from a person, situations that you cannot tolerate. When you try to define your own value system, you're not thinking of a potential partner. You're thinking of yourself. So when you have a standard, it's because that's what you see for yourself, not because that's what you're projecting on someone else. So vice versa is
expectations. Expectations can emerge, form, and evolve as a result of past experiences or hopes for the future. They can be fact-driven or absolutely irrational. They can be too optimistic or too pessimistic. They can be logical or not. As you may have already figured out yourself, relationship expectation can also be very painful if they are not incongruent with what others deliver. So expectations pretty much what you have for stuff for other people. Like this is what you want from
because like a standard is saying going on a date. An expectation is we're going to Chris Ruth.
Yeah, and then I feel like your standard is no matter who you're dating stays, but your expectation
changes with the person.
Who you're
so that's
dating.
what I feel like we need to get y'all to understand.
Yeah.
Because when you say someone has high standards, it's like, yeah, I see myself very highly.
Yeah.
Expectations are not always high for you niggas. So either you have to meet my standard and my expectation, or one or the other.
And actually, my expectations are actually pretty low for most of you.
Can you stop? Oh, yeah. Expectation is low. Standard is high for me.
Yeah. Definitely.
So how are the standards different between men and women?
I feel like the standards for men and women are very different because women, one, tend to have higher standards and men tend to have higher expectations. For like women,
That's a fact.
Yeah, I feel like women, our standards pretty much, I mean, the thing is, our standards help protect us.
Yeah.
So the reason why we have high standards is because we already know how men are. So not all of us have high standards, but a lot of those who do, there's a reason why we do have these standards to protect us from other men. And then guys, their standards I don't think their standards are always very high. Some do have high standards, but guys really don't expect a lot from women. They don't really say, oh, a woman has to have a good job, she has to have a good career, she has to have a good head on her shoulders. I feel like when it comes to like marrying, that's when they start having those kind of standards and expectations. When it comes to simply dating, I feel like men would just accept anything almost anything when it comes to.
But I feel like these new age men, they are rebranding themselves as these, progressive men because I told you, I was talking to this guy and he told me, the way you treat me, I don't deserve this. I deserve reciprocity. He like say things like that to me. And I'm just like, and he was like, time is money and time you can't get back. He'd say stuff like that to me. And I'm like, I said, know your worth, King. And I said, if you feel that the time that we spend or speak is not elevating you, I want you to allocate that time to something different. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't appreciate me as the man that I am. And I'm like, so his standards are pretty high. And I've met these new age men. They want you to know they're worth it. They're worth it. Like, they are the king and you are the court jester. I feel like I do understand what you're talking about with the expectations of men, because men expect you to be their girlfriend, but doing wife shit. So I understand the expectation is higher.
Men expect you to do wife shit as just a side bitch.
That is insane.
They expect you to do wife shit as just a girl that comes over and hang out.
That is insane to me.
He don't want to take you out, but he wants you to cook and clean. But don't expect no dates or flowers.
That is weird. Like, the expectation gotta match. I feel like also if a man saw the value in you, like he saw the high standard of you, because, okay, example, there was this one guy that came into crew one night and he was talking about the list. This is, last week shit went crazy. He's like, I don't have to impress you bitches, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, you bitches? He was like, he said, but I mean, I'll take you on a date because, you're the type of woman I will take on a date. I said, So you'll take me on a date, but other bitches don't deserve it. I'm just saying, y'all bitches think that y'all deserve this. And I said, y'all keep saying y'all bitches. I said, so do you all look at women as a baseline? Like, is it you see everyone as ground zero and they have to build up to you? Because he has a rapport with me, so he knows I don't tolerate shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, do y'all look at bitches and say they're at ground zero and they got to work up to an actual nice date?
A lot of men look at women like that. Like, you have to deserve this. Like, you have to earn it. Like, you know, it's like, that's why you have to find a man who already has provider mentality.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have that mentality where, oh, if for me to take a girl on a date, she has to earn it. She has to, you know, she has to be deserving of it. And then a lot of times the reason why men feel like you have to be deserving of it because they're talking to so many of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's like, he has to feel like, which one of you bitches deserve for me to treat you like a human being? Because at the end of the day, he's talking to all of y'all the same. Like, none of y'all are above each other, and he doesn't want to spend the money of taking you all out. So he has to see which one of you are deserving of his little dollars, his $14 an hour, bitch, that he works so hard, bitch. So he not letting his $14 an hour go. He has to make sure you're deserving of it.
Okay, and so me and my friend were talking about this one video because, like, I just said when I just talked about it, it made me think about it. He said that men do make you feel like you have to, like, women, we start up here with the guy, and so the more he does, he goes down for us.
Yeah.
And then the more that we do, we go up for them. So it's like we never date the same. We're never gonna date the same.
Honestly, I feel like the less you do as a woman, the more you go up as a guy, for a guy.
Honestly, men like women that are difficult. They feel like they want, like, y'all are natural hunters and gatherers.
Yeah.
So
they like
when
to
a man
chase.
chases you, it's because that's in his natural order to chase you. If a man is very leisure and just allowing you to control the narrative of y'all's relationship, he doesn't give a fuck, and he's sassy as fuck. And he might drop a mixtape about you with a diss track. So I feel that, respectfully, you gotta let these niggas chase you. Like, the moment that you are double texting a nigga, your chest better hurt, bitch. I think you need to go into cardiac arrest. The moment that you feel like you doing, if you text a man good morning before he even wakes up, bitch, tighten up.
You said he can't get a good morning text?
Tighten up.
Yeah, I am truly a believer of, you don't be nice to men. Always treat men like shit, and you always get what you want out of the situation. I posted this today. Don't ever be his piece. Be his hell on earth, girl. Like, men love toxic bitches. For some reason, when you're nice to a man and you treat them good and you give them love and you're good to them, they cheat on you, bitch. Not only do they cheat on you, bitch, they treat you like shit, and they make you a doormat. And they want you to be the mother of their kids so they can treat you bad, bitch. So I always say, always be the bitch who got away. Don't never be the bitch he had and made into a cum rag dog, bitch. Be the bitch that ran away from him.
A cum rag dog is insane. It's insane. I mean, it'd be fun though. Fun while it lasts.
I mean, be his cum rag dog for the time, and then be the bitch that ran away.
Feel that, because abortions are so much. Only so much.
Girl, I'm quick to take an abortion pill.
So who do you feel like has it harder when it comes to dating?
I feel like men have it hard when it comes to dating.
Okay.
Dating's so easy for women. We can walk out the house, we can get a date. The only thing is, most of you niggas are not worth it. So that's our problem. The quality is the problem, not the quantity. Men have to do more to get a date. Men have to ask women out on dates. Men have to pay for dates. Men have to pretty much prove to the girl, like, hey, you know, you should go out with me. Girls, we kind of just have to show up, and then, you know, the guy wants to go out with you.
Well, let me play devil's advocate, because I feel like we always agree with shit, but I'm just saying, I feel like it might be harder for women, because I feel like we have to allow access of ourselves to these men, and it's performative because we're the entertainers. Men don't really have that much of a personality, so they're going out with you for your energy, your vibe, your this, your that. Like
they take this.
They're taking. Granted, they're paying, but what are they giving you other than shit that another nigga can give you? So when I tell people, I'm like, dating is exhausting, because I'm like, I have to perform for you. I have to be your entertainment. I have to be the vibe that you want to catch, because you want to be memorable. You have to be memorable. If you're not memorable, then you just like fade in the background. You see what I'm saying? So like, I feel like it might be a little bit harder for women, because even though we do have options, the options are trash, like we said.
The options are trash, but the options are endless, girl. If we're hungry, we can dial.
But it's hard being a fine tenderoni, having to choose between all these bums.
Yeah,
like, which bum am I gonna give a chance today?
Yeah, but that's the thing. See what you just said? Which bum am I gonna give a chance to get? Niggas don't have that. Niggas have to
They
pursue.
do. They have that's what I'm saying. They have those choices, but they don't want them choices.
They have those choices that they have to pursue for. They have to pursue those choices. Every choice a man has, not every choice, because sometimes the bitches do the chasing, you know. But
when's the last time you chased a man, bitch?
Girl, what? Okay, I'm not talking about me, but there's women who do chase niggas, and it's okay. Some niggas like, there's niggas who, you know, who like to be chased, and that their option is because a bitch chased them. Is their reality.
That's their standard.
That's
okay.
their standard. So, but other than those few men who are chased by women, most men gotta do chasing.
Okay.
You know, John, when's the last time a woman chased you? Like the way you chase a woman? 2 weeks ago.
It's the Crocs for us.
2 weeks ago.
I feel like you got to think about
Are
it.
bitches doing the chasing now?
You got to think about it.
That's rare?
No,
Okay.
I think it's because a lot of bitches like to chase a nonchalant nigga, and he gives me very nonchalant vibes. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like bitches want a nigga to chalant so bad.
Yeah.
So when they meet someone, you give me nonchalant. Are you nonchalant? I mean, you be chilling.
That's nonchalant
yeah, he
right
be
there.
chilling. Like, I need a nigga that like chest to hurt when I breathe the wrong way. So when you don't, I'm like, do you
But like
not
he
know?
said, it's rare for a woman to be chasing like that. So that's why it makes it, to me, it's harder for men. But it's harder for a nigga to take you to a nice place. He'll take you to a coffee date, but he ain't gonna take you to no Ruth Chris.
Okay, so let's talk about some unrealistic standards that we feel that some people do have.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we are very well equipped of telling y'all to stay within your league and understand the options that are viable to you and the access that you have
And the
to
options that are not.
Yes. And I know, like we said, that you guys are chasers and you guys want the biggest, baddest bitch. Biggest, baddest, Why can't I get that out? Biggest, baddest, better bitch. We haven't said that in so long.
Bigger, better, better bitch?
Yeah, I couldn't even
That's
get it
what you're
out.
trying to say?
Yeah, it's been so long since I said it. Couldn't even get it out.
I did not know that's what you're trying to say.
Well, we're there, bitch. We're there.
Okay.
So I know that you all feel deserving of a woman of our caliber, but sometimes it's very unrealistic. And when I say it's very unrealistic, because if you want to talk me out of a date that I know I can afford myself, you don't deserve me. So I feel like it's very unrealistic for you to chase me. And if I tell you, oh, I'm going on a trip to Aruba, and you're not trying to say, oh, well, what can I contribute to that? And y'all keep saying, well, that's unrealistic. It's not unrealistic because I've done it, and men will send us money.
Mm-hmm.
They will buy those tickets. So my reality is only shaped by the men that I've been around. If men treated me like I was a low quality woman, I would probably, take dog piss. But I don't have to take dog piss. Y'all take dog piss, so I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying.
I think both men and women have unrealistic standards. I feel like more men than women. I feel like as a woman, we're more, aware of our reality.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's a few women who like want that millionaire, want that guy who has that, who makes six figures or more. There are women out there who are like that, but for the most part, we are well aware of our gauge of men, and our expectations, our standards are not unrealistic. I think it's more so the men who have more unrealistic, standards and expectations, and it's just like what's the word? Men are just not. I feel like men aren't self-aware as much as women. Or I think what it is when men are overconfident and women are underconfident. That's what it is. Men are overconfident with most things. So because of that, they are projecting of more than what they really want. And because women are underconfident, we feel like this is the best we can do, but actually we can do better.
That is insane. Yeah, I don't ever think that's the best that we can do. I know I'm over here telling you all to have realistic standards with yourself, but I feel like there's always a plethora. And I know that we always say that social media has fucked up the idea of people to think that you have options, but options are different for other people and what is important to you. So
when do you think you should lower your standard? As a man and a woman, as a man, when do you think you should be like, okay, at this point in my life, when I'm doing this is when I should lower my standards a bit?
I think when it comes to a man, I want to say when you get older, you should, when you get older and have children. I feel like that's for both people, to be honest. The older you get and the more kids you have to lower your standards because, granted, we're turning...
Define lowering your standards. Do you mean look-wise, or do you mean like personality-wise or deserving-wise? Like when you say lower your standards, what are you talking about?
I don't think that what you deserve should ever change. Let's say that.
Okay.
But I feel like some things like criteria-wise might have to change. Like, for example, say that we're 33 and we have not been married and don't have any kids. the likelihood of us meeting someone in our age bracket without kids is very unlikely. So that's something we might have to be flexible with occasionally.
Okay.
I don't think treatment should ever go down. I feel like if you think that you deserve less, it's because your confidence is getting desperate.
And I think that's what we should make clear, that treatment should not go down.
Treatment shouldn't go down.
You should not expect to be treated badly because you're older.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm saying your
you can't
options.
be 50 thinking about to get his 25-year-old baddie.
I'm gonna say, yeah, your options definitely change, but then your options change because of money. Your options change of the time that you have. Options change because of the standard you have for yourself. Because you got to think about it. For example, this one guy that I used to talk to. So when he was younger, he wasn't getting bitches. He was just that skinny, weird-looking nigga. And now he's like older, and now he can get the bitches that he wanted before. So now he just like playing overtime, and we're just like, standardly, he should put himself where he's at, because where you're at is not someone that someone will look highly of, because
you're getting kind of old.
You're getting kind of old. You're still in the club. You have a child. You know, like there's things that you have that people have to look at and be like, okay, maybe I can, you know.
You sure you don't want to settle down and be calm?
Exactly. Like y'all are still out here thinking that you deserve this. And like I said, I'm not going to tell you what you don't deserve, but you have to be realistic about accepting where you're at. And sometimes you have to accept you can't get the baddie that you want because you don't have the money. You can't get the baddie you want because you don't have the time. You can't get the man that you want because aesthetically you're not what he wants. And that's
it's like
okay.
Everything we're talking about is superficial, but it's just because I feel like men baseline is looks. Like before a man even cares about your personality, he cares about what you look like.
Exactly.
And it's so, you know, in our phrase, because Love is Blind, for example, they can be in love with the bitch in the pods. And once they saw what the bitch look like, they're like,
dick shrivel up and fall off real quick.
All the love you have for her in the pods is gone because you don't care about her looks.
Love really isn't blind. Love is as superficial as the word is. Because love is the action that you have to constantly keep showing up for. Love is action. It's a feeling. So I feel like it's so fickle. So for you to say everything's superficial, it is. Because that's what everything is. If it's not monetary, if it's not gaining, if it's not something. Because everything is transactional. And the sooner y'all realize that, the easier your life will be. Everyone wants to be like, oh, I want to date him for who he is. Stop dating niggas for who the fuck they are. Date them for who the fuck they showing you. And that's it. Because can you deal with who they are right now? Stop going off of the potential. Stop going off of, oh, well, this is what he used to do. No, go off of where he's at right the fuck now. And then talk to us. So we saw this TikTok video that pretty much stated that once you have standards, it lowers your opportunity of dating because it blocks opportunities because you are so gung-ho on keeping this ideology of what you want. And that means that you'll be single for a while. So with being single for a while, I understand that people might get desperate. Some people might want to sway of their standards, because I'm like saying we're very contradictory, and sometimes we're hypocrites when we're saying like, oh, you're single because of your standards, and then we're like, well, sometimes you got to accept your standards. I think that
no, we're saying two things at once sometimes. I think it all depends on the situationship. You know, there's just saying you can either have standards or you can have a man. And,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
We as people have noticed, and for some reason, I don't know how y'all have done this, but y'all have made being a girlfriend and a wife embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
And it's like this is for coming from people who want to be girlfriends, want to be wives. But we're just so scared to be that because y'all literally, we watch y'all constantly embarrass y'all girlfriends and wives. And it's like, we always say like, are you willing to stay all that just to say you have a man?
Yeah.
So it's like, we are willing to stay single longer because we want something that's real and authentic, and it's not full of embarrassment and full of hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and that comes from our standard, and our standard have shaped us from things we've gone through in the past. So because we are no longer willing to just deal with bullshit, we're going to be accepting the fact that we're going to be single longer. And that's perfectly okay with me. I have no worries about being single. I haven't, and as I get older, that might change, but I don't see that changing for me. I really see myself as a Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, you never see her with a man, but you know she's not lonely.
Yeah.
She looks great. Her skin's glowing. She looks happy. If this is all from the outside looking in, who knows what's going on in her life. But she has made that older single women look very graceful and looks beautiful. And we always see videos of women who are like been single, who don't have children. They always look great. They're in shape. They're happy, et cetera, et cetera. So we no longer feel the need to tolerate anything to have y'all in our lives. And I know that, and I feel like that is why men get so angry when they see single women being happy. Like, if you notice, like, when a woman's single being happy, all her videos and her comments are like, oh, this is this. Like, for example, the woman who feeds her dog well has nothing to do with the man. She's just feeding her dog and pimping her dog, and all you see is comments like,
if she did this for a man, then she wouldn't be single.
Like, what? That dog is like her child. That's how she's viewing the dog. She's not viewing the dog as a mate. She's viewing the dog. She's brushing the dog's teeth. She's feeding the dog. She's cutting the dog's food. She's pampering the dog. She's putting lotion on the dog. That's what you do to a child. Are you jealous of a dog being treated like a child? Why? Why do you see that and you see like some kind of it's not sexual, but why do you see like a boyfriend, girlfriend type shit?
I just don't. I think men think that the only tactic they have left in the arsenal is to scare us into being with them.
I think what it is that men are so confused when our labor isn't for them.
Yeah.
They don't understand. They see us as subservient to them. They're so shocked on why we are not being of service to them somehow. Because a woman taking care of her dog is... they were like, it's pointless. It's like, why is she doing all that for a dog? She can do that for a man. But it's really the same thing, because that's really her child.
Yeah.
So the issue is, if a woman is not doing something that is servicing a man, it's looked as, what are you doing that for?
Yeah, because I had this guy that was trying to talk to me, and his opening line to me was, yeah, I know you're coming up on 30. He's like, so aren't you tired of dating? He said, I feel like you should just be with me.
Ew.
Yeah. That's what he said to me. I said, he said, oh, you are right. I am getting old. Thanks. That's literally what he said.
Not you thinking I should be with you out of desperation.
That's literally what he thought. And I'm like, men remind me every day why I hate y'all.
I'm not that desperate.
And I feel like even if I was ever to get that desperate, I think that my life partner would be a woman before it would ever be these men, because at least they would know how to appreciate and live in the moments with me and enjoy that with me. And I'm not saying I don't want a partner, but what I'm not going to do is extend myself and make myself get aged. What is it? Ageism.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, me and Stephanie always say, if we ever end up not together, not in a relationship, we're gonna marry each other.
I love that for you.
Because at this point,
why not?
Why the fuck not?
So let's get into how you can change your standard if you don't feel like you have a high enough standard when it comes to dating. So one of them that we already talked about is stay single for a while. Staying single for a while will literally encompass your worth and so much more than actually dating men that don't value you.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is date multiple people. Dating multiple people will show you that.
Highly recommend that.
This man might not see that you are the fucking diamond that you are, but this one already is shining and getting you ready for your life that you got set with him.
And I also recommend dating multiple people for women, because as women we get attached.
Yeah.
So
when you date multiple,
we're not bugging this one guy as much because there's 4 of them.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this one video yesterday. It said, if this nigga, what is it? I'm gonna have to look at it because I gotta find out now. Okay. But my last one is, just remember, you're single until you're fucking married. Mm-hmm. So just like they out here embarrassing
men
you.
hate that.
Oh, you are single till you're fucking married. I don't care how loyal you want to be to the cause, to that man, to your relationship. You are single till you are fucking married. So the moment that man leaves, you can find yourself another motherfucking nigga. Get you another one.
Mm-hmm. How to change your standards, babes, is stop accepting low budget experiences. If a man wants to give you a low budget experience, you should redirect him to a higher budget experience. And you can do that very gracefully and nicely. You don't have to be rude about it. Just be like, oh, babe, well, I don't accept, coffee dates, but, if you want to make reservations here and here, I'll be open to that. And, somehow make it seem like his idea. Okay?
Hold on, let me see this video real quick. It's real quick. It said, ladies, if that man got you wondering where you stand next to another man. I like that. I like that a lot. If that man got you wondering where you stand next to another man.
Don't accept any last minute plans. If he's calling you up at 7 p.m. like, hey, what you doing? Tell you want to hang out. Girl, say you busy. You know? Don't ever be too available for a man. And last but not least, never be too available.
Okay.
That was it.
So let's get into some motherfucking questions. Questions. Can you date someone that you think that you're better than?
No. I'm going to be so disrespectful.
I mean, at least you're honest.
Yeah, I'm not going to respect. And it's very important for me to respect my man.
It's very important to respect your man.
Yeah. And I want my man to respect me. So what if my man, can your man think he better than you though?
Mm-mm. I don't, but the thing is, that's so crazy because it's like, I don't want you to think you're better than me, but I don't want us to be equal because there's things that you can do that I don't even want to do. So it's like, it is such a fine line of what really tethers. But if my man does feel like he's better than me, he can enrich me, I'm okay with that narrative because I know the truth.
I don't know if I'm okay with my man thinking he's better than me either, though. I don't know. I don't think I'm okay.
But I feel like we got to stop looking at relationships as tit for tat. We got to stop thinking who got the one up and just really realize it's a union at the end of the day. So whatever works for us, works for us.
So we should look at it like that then, instead of saying my man better than me or I'm better than my man.
But I mean, there are men that I feel like were better than me. Granted, long term I found out they weren't better than me. Because remember, I used to talk to... Because he had a lot of money. I thought he was better than me.
But he was
not a good person.
Yeah.
So I feel like it goes so much further into little things that are important to you, but that also goes with time and space. But I feel like initially I don't want a man to think he's better than me, but I don't want to think I'm better than a man. Because the moment I feel like I'm better than you, I'm going to treat you like shit.
I want someone who thinks they can make me better.
Yes.
And I want to be able to make a man better.
Yes.
I want us to both be able to, sharpen iron with iron.
I love that.
Yeah, that's what I want. But I don't want to.
But that still goes back to being... I'm
better than this bitch.
But it also goes back to being equal then.
Okay, well then, yeah.
Because Blueface definitely think he better than all the bitches he ever been with. Blueface is the example of what happens when a nigga think he better than you.
Yeah. Because I want us to be, what's that racist rule? Separate but equal? I want us to be separate but equal. You know what I'm saying?
No, bitch. Go to your
I
question.
want us to be different but equal.
Go to your question.
My question to you is, sis, what does the standard change depending on how much you like a man?
Does the standard change depending on how much I like the man?
Mm-hmm.
No, because I feel like if I like you, I want more from you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I guess
I think your standard does change a little bit when you like the man because can I put some tea out there?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like if you didn't like light skin as much as you like light skin, you wouldn't have entertained being the third baby mama.
The expectation, because the standard, the expectation from him was very low.
Oh,
but the standard was always the same because I always still.
You have never talked about being someone's baby mama, so I'm just saying your standard changed when it came to him because that has never been a standard for you.
And the standard was, I was always okay with talking to someone with kids. I wasn't okay.
That's not what I said.
I know. Being someone's kid, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. That changed because of how much you liked him.
Wow.
So.
It was really just like and love because I'm telling you.
So your standard did change because of how much you liked him.
You know what? I am who I am. I did what I did. Diss track coming out soon. Well, I don't have a second question, so you can answer that one. Does your standard change depending on how much you like them? Because I feel like I was gonna say, don't you dare lie to me, bitch. Because I said, because we both had some cocoa felons in our life. I feel like can we just sit here and have a kumbaya moment? Because what is it about felons that make us change our minds for a second? Because I feel like there will be a straight and narrow man that will be everything we need in our life, and we're just like, no, you better come correct. A felon would do like a little bit of fucks up. We was like, you know what? The world has already been hard on you.
Be fine.
And we were like, the world has already been hard on you.
Felons be fine, but you know what? We done with felons.
I am not dating a felon. I only dated one, and the one was all I needed.
I've dated a few felons.
I only dated one.
You know, I love me a scamming ass, robbing ass nigga, and that's my problem. But I'm done with that.
Okay,
I'm done with that.
And I'm gonna hold you to that, bitch. Accountability,
bitch.
So thank you guys for following us on this journey about dating standards, raising your standards. Because we always told y'all already that the bar is in hell, but we're trying to tell you how to elevate and be a bigger, better, badder bitch. And thank you guys all. And follow us all on social media platforms at The Real Sip Spill, except Twitter, which is
Sip and Spill 1.
And give us a 5-star rating. Some 5-star bitches. Ow.
I sip wine, 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 kick my feet up when I get tired. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. I'm sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea.